All right, John Rush, Drive Radio, and we're going to spend just a minute with Rich from K&N and Shannon. We're going to talk just a moment about aftermarket parts in general, how they affect your vehicle. Do they affect your vehicle when it comes to warranty? Magnuson-Moss Act. You've all heard about the mass airflow sensor, theories that are out there. A lot of you forum readers, etc., have seen some of that stuff. We'll get into some of that. This won't be a long video, but stay tuned. Stay with us. It'll be about a 10-minute video, and let's talk about some of that in general. And I know some of these parts you don't have total control over when it comes to the aftermarket and what somebody puts on. But in general, how does the law work? What does somebody need to do if they're told that, hey, this part actually is voiding your warranty? What's the next step? How does that all work?
Well, Magnuson-Moss, back in 1976 is when that thing was, when that bill was written. It was a Federal Warranty Act, and there's a little bit of a misconception that I'm sure you've dealt with it too, that Magnuson-Moss has something that's aimed at automotive.
It's not.
It really isn't.
It's for the whole. It's for anybody buying a product.
Exactly. It's really aimed at the consumer buying a product and the warranty that comes with the product. And in the automotive aftermarket, it's been unfortunately underutilized, really, in that people will take their vehicle in. It's a big investment. Either new cars, $30,000-$40,000 is just not. It's not uncommon at all. In fact,
50 to 60 is not uncommon.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Especially some of the trucks, they're pushing 65 to 70 now.
Exactly.
That's right.
And of course, they're wonderful vehicles. I'm not sure cars are far better than they ever have. Are they worth the additional money? Well, that's a whole different thing. But anyway, I can certainly understand the concern if somebody spent that kind of money and making that kind of payment on it, and they got a warranty, 5-year, 100,000 miles, 3 years, 36, whatever it is, that they want it and they want to protect it because it's big. Something goes wrong with one, you got to put a new transmission on a 2-year-old car. You're talking major dollars. So it's a big thing to be spooked of. But unfortunately, there's unscrupulous dealers and repair shops that will tell them, oh well, if you've got this
exhaust kit,
a catback exhaust kit on it. And God, some of the stories we've been told are just staggering, but it'll void your warranty, and that's not the case. And especially, like an air filter, putting our air filter on it. Oh no, if you put an aftermarket air filter on it, it'll void your warranty. That's just not the case. And the reason is
it's actually not lawful.
If it's an air filter, that is one of the most blatant violations of the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act that there is, because the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act is actually uses as an example of vacuum cleaner. If you buy XYZ vacuum cleaner and something goes wrong with it and it's under warranty, and you take it to the repair shop and they say, well, you're not running XYZ bags in it, you're running ABC bags in it, therefore your warranty's void. No. Magnuson-Moss states that unless XYZ manufacturer supplies those bags free of charge, they can't tell you that you have to use XYZ bags.
Correct.
And it's the same thing with if you have, let's say, a new Subaru or any vehicle.
Or a washing machine. They can't tell you a specific soap to use unless they want you, unless they give you the soap to put in the machine. So it's no different with air filters, oil filters, any of that stuff.
That's right. And unfortunately, consumers aren't aware of it. We deal with them. Yeah. How often do we deal with that, would you say, Shannon? You're on the phone more than I am.
Oh, we get, at least a call a day about it.
At least that, huh?
Yeah.
Somebody will be told that. And it's not fair because they can. And the odd thing is really, if you think about it, it's almost in K&N. It's not that we're being singled out, but our friendly competitors, be it K&N or any of the other companies that make a product similar to ours, we seem to be almost some ways lumped into a different department than, let's say, the other aftermarket companies that make a filter out of paper. Because and there's several of them that do. Very well known, and they don't seem to anyways, we don't hear that they get singled out as often as we do. But washable and reusable is a whole different category sometimes, you know. So, and that gets taken advantage of. But
I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
and if, again, back to the thing, if the consumer would just pull that little black card out and call us and say, hey,
we would help.
Yeah, every once in a while we will do that. We will get a call. I mean, a guy's literally on the service drive, and he's standing there with his cell phone, and he's going, hey, this guy just told me. And we'll say, let us talk.
Now, we've had listeners, many listeners give that same story, and you and I personally have been involved in some of those where we've had to make that phone call. And typically what happens when you call the dealer and actually instruct them on what the law is, what they can or can't do, typically things kind of start to meld together and things start to flow, and it's not as big of a deal. In a lot of cases, and sometimes it's not even, I'll be careful on how I say this, it's not even the dealer administration or the ownership of the dealer that's telling the guy in the service drive what to do. It's the guy on the service drive's past experience that he's had maybe years ago with a similar product that he's now going to say that, and it really isn't even the policy of the dealership in the first place. We've seen that happen also.
We've seen that a lot, where it is certainly not the philosophy of the dealership owner, general manager, fixed ops manager, anybody like that. It's somebody there that gets things miscommunicated. A perfect miscommunication is like a mechanic will look at a vehicle, and we've seen this where a mechanic will look at the vehicle and he'll tell the service writer, get a hold of the consumer, we need to put the vehicle back to stock so we can continue trying to find out what the problem is. And by the time the consumer gets a hold of us, he's been told that the vehicle needs to be stocked or they're not going to work on it, you know, and so
stuff gets misconstrued along the way.
Miscommunication.
So again, that's another area where you guys can help out.
Exactly.
Call the 1-800 number, and you guys get involved and help that out.
And the same thing, you know, if they hear anything, you know, we talked briefly about the mass air sensor thing, which is a big topic. It's been around a long time. But if people would take the time, and anybody, if they hear anything about the mass air sensor issue, if they go on knfilters.com, you can go into the product testing, and there's a whole section in there.
And
we do this
questions and answers.
We do a long address on there about mass air sensors and their misconception about what they do and how they work and all of that. And again, if they would look at that, and if they feel that they've had that used against them, or they have concerns about it, at 800-858-3333, and they can call in, talk to the people downstairs. And if they want to talk to somebody up in the warranty group, man, we're there and spend all the time they want to talk about it.
And for those of you watching, if you will just go back through, maybe you're watching just this video and you haven't seen any of the others, if you'll go back through our videos that we've put together on K&N and you look at how things are done, the manufacturing, the R&D, just the company as a whole, I think you'll learn really fast that K&N is a product that stands behind its company, or stands behind its products. It's a company that stands behind its product, plus it stands behind you as a customer. That's probably the best thing about it, is they actually stand behind you. As Rich said earlier, they're looking for a partnership with you, not just a sale, and that means a lot in today's world. So again, we've talked in depth on the mass airflow sensor side of the fence. There's some podcasts on our website, drive-radio.com. I welcome you to go there and look. There's also a bunch of information on K&N's website. But with that, we want to say a special thanks, especially as this is kind of our last video. Special thanks to Shannon, Rich, both for having us out, and really have enjoyed the tour today. And I just can't say enough about the relationship and the partnership that we have together with Drive Radio. You guys have been one of our great sponsors, and it's just been a great partnership. And it's been great. Yeah, it has been. It has been. You know, we got together for a definite purpose many years ago. And it's proven to be everything that we had hoped, and it's been really a good one. It's been a pleasure working with you guys. And, thank you. And all the best to Donnie. Haven't talked to him for a little while. He's one busy character. Yes, he is. You guys are crazy. So you have a lot going on. Anyways, thanks so much. We'll close this video out. There'll be more. Keep watching our YouTube channel. We're going to have more stuff in the future, not just on K&N, but a lot of other various topics. And I'm John Rush, your host here on Drive Radio. Keep watching our YouTube channel.